So I started testing patients on this EAV machine that I had using the meridians. And I found out that patients had a gut issue, microbiome stuff. So I changed patients, put them on this nutritional program. They're getting out of pain and they're losing weight. Dr. Singleton, I just lost 10 pounds. I just lost 20 pounds. I'm like, well, great, great. And then I found out why they lost weight. So I kind of stumbled onto this great thing. And this was before the microbiome was a thing today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Today's a little bit special, right? We don't usually do master classes on Wednesdays. So this is going to be a really good one. How to add weight loss into your office. And as you guys can see here, we have a new face, the one and only Dr. Todd Singleton. How's your day going?
So good. Better than I deserve.
Awesome. Awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah. Beautiful day today for sure. So we're looking to talk about how to add weight loss into your office, guys. If you guys are looking for a proven process, please tune in and listen in. We are going to just walk you through why it's beneficial to add weight loss into your office, how to exactly do that, even talk about how to handle patient objections. Dr. Todd put together an amazing presentation to give you guys everything from A to Z. So whenever you're ready, Dr. Singleton, this is your floor.
All right. Welcome to how to add weight loss to your office. Now, most of you, all of you had nutrition in school. You're like, well, I don't know anything about this. You do. You just have to kind of go back and maybe crack the books a little bit, but it's not that big of a thing. And as I go through this, you'll see how I came to this. Who are we and what do we do? So I have presentation here and I've shortened it because I have a fuller presentation that I want to show you sometime. But this is kind of like when we have classes in our office. We have a little class. We've had anywhere from 15 to 40 people show up in the reception room. And if that's not big enough, then you go into the adjusting room. If you have an open bay area, you can have the classes in there because people like to come and learn, see what you're about. So I have a full presentation and this is part of it. So we market ourselves as a weight loss clinic, but our real goal is to change your life by helping you to develop correct eating habits that make you feel fantastic, transform the way you think about food so that changes are permanent. A lot of people don't understand, when they go to the supermarket, what do you see? Everybody's got Diet Coke or soda on the bottom level, and then they throw everything on top, bags of cookies and chips, because they don't really understand what's healthy and what is not healthy. And by learning this ensures that our weight loss program will be the last thing you ever do. And we provide hands-on treatment that aid in your quest to lose weight, lose inches, feel great, and have more energy, which is very, very important. So we have also obstacles to overcome. Years ago, probably 22 years ago, I was 350 pounds. And I was to the point where I couldn't tie my shoes. I had to have my kids tie my shoes for me. I was going to go to Velcro. I mean, who wears Velcro? Little kids and old people. And I'm like, I don't want to go to Velcro because Velcro shoes were not nice. So I kind of been there, done that. And so what happened was, it started 30 years ago. I've been practicing for now 32 years. So 30 years ago, we started with the largest MD DC PT rehab clinic west of the Mississippi. We had 75 employees, 2 offices, and 30 of them were in marketing. Remember, it's 90% like marketing, 10% what you know. 275 new patients per month, generating $700,000 to $800,000 a month in services. I had an MRI machine. I mean, that was running like 16 hours a day. That was amazing. So we were treating pain anywhere in the body without surgery, injections, with the medical doctor doing the injections. This is before everybody's doing stem cells and PRP and ozone and all that today. So we kind of were ahead of the curve, but there were like 70% that were doing well. And then there are 30% that weren't doing well. So I started testing patients on this EAV machine that I had using the meridians. And I found out that patients had a gut issue, microbiome stuff. I'm like, what? So I put together a program to start healing this gut thing. And at that same time, I learned about fecal transplants. Yeah, fecal transplant. So they take healthy crap from a healthy individual, and then they harvest out the bacteria, and then they implant that in the small intestine in someone who cannot lose weight, because 54% of our body is bacteria, and you need to have the right bacteria. So they started doing that, and people were losing weight, but it's like $40,000-$50,000. And I don't know about you, but I just wouldn't take crap from anyone, right? And to this day, and so it's something that I looked at. I thought, this is so. I changed patients, put them on this nutritional program. They're getting out of pain and they're losing weight. Dr. Singleton, I just lost 10 pounds. I just lost 20 pounds. I'm like, well, great. And then I found out why they lost weight. So I kind of stumbled onto this great thing. And this was before the microbiome was a thing today. And then at that time, we decided we wanted to train other doctors. So since 2006, we've trained over 2,500 clinics in America how to do weight loss, neuropathy, and pain management, healing the gut. It's called the gut-brain connection. So we've done that. We've had tremendous amounts of success. So here's the little presentation. Our society has a real problem. According to the CDC, 69% of adults and 34% of children are overweight. That little girl right there on the right, her best friend is her mom. And as you know, back in the 60s, 70s, when I was going to school, there was the token fat kid, maybe one or two. But today it's a lot worse. It's 34 to 35% of these kids are overweight, and they get made fun of. And so it's not right. It's not fair that they have to live like this. Now, check this out. Obesity trends in America. Now, 15 to 25, you're normal. 25 to 30, you're overweight. Above 30, you are obese. Now, if you want to look at a study, go Google George Washington School of Public Health. George Washington School of Public Health, 30 plus BMI. And you'll see that this study showed that women who are above 30 BMI spend about $4,800 extra a year because they're obese. So in 2 years, that's almost 10 grand. So I tell them, well, if you don't do a program in my office, you're going to spend almost $5,000 this year anyway. And so look at that study. So here you see 10 to 14% of the dark blue states obese. Okay, now we go to 1991. Now we're at the 15 to 19% of the dark blue. 2001, 25% are now obese in that state. And it's growing. Here's 2005, 30 plus percent. So this is a growing trend. This is a growing thing. It's not getting smaller. It's getting worse. So here's just a 25-year trend from 1985 to 2010. Look at the difference. And it's not, like I said, it's not getting any better. So we as gatekeepers could be and should be responsible for the health of our patients, because I don't know if you know this or not, but if you research this, type in Google degenerative joint disease, back pain, microbiome, DJD, rheumatoid arthritis, and you'll see that the gut is now the precursor to degeneration of the spine. So you can adjust a patient 3 times a week for a year. They're going to feel better. But if you don't change the gut, you're doing them a disservice. You got to change the gut. You got to decrease swelling, inflammation in their body, get them on anti-inflammatory foods. It's really easy to do. And I've already done all the heavy lifting, how to figure this out. According to the study published in Journal of Obesity, 90% of Americans are going to be overweight by 2030. But it's like, it's okay. People are accepting this, but people are dying at incredible rates and having diseases. And they're having to stay on many medications these days. Because, years ago, patients usually died early, but they figured out how, with Big Pharma, has been able to figure out how to keep people alive longer, to keep them on medications longer. This is especially frightening because excessive weight increases one's risk of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, other life-shortening conditions. And it's just getting worse. So here's the problem. The problem gets worse every year because as we get busier and busier in our fast-paced lifestyle, we eat prepackaged foods out of a box, bag, or a can to save time. Now, the foods don't provide our bodies with the nutrients, so we're not satiated. So like if you ate 1,000 calories of avocado and 1,000 calories of croissants, you eat the croissants and you're like, what else can I have? You're going for the Diet Coke. You're going for something because it's not getting digested, assimilated. We only digest and assimilate 30 to 50% of what we eat anyway. And so when you eat empty calorie food, you're always going to be hungry, and you're going to go after those foods that are going to spike sugar levels in your body. And that's going to raise them up and then drop them down, raise them up, drop. Then your A1C goes up, and then they put you on metformin, and they put you on all these other meds. That doesn't really fix anything. You still have diabetes, even though your blood sugars are starting to get in normal, but you still have an imbalance in the body. So our body holds on to fat, because you know what fat is? Potential energy. So as soon as our bodies start being fed right, the body can get rid of the fat. And this is one of my favorite sayings that I do. So if a patient comes in and they say, well, I've already tried this. I've done keto, I've done intermittent, I've done these things. I'm already on taking supplements. I say, would you agree with me that what you're doing isn't working? Because I don't want to argue with them. I just say, well, it's not working, is it? So let's talk about what works. See, most weight loss programs profit from selling prepackaged foods from a box, bag, or a can. In addition to causing more cravings, these foods contain no live enzymes. They also increase toxicity levels in the body. Toxins build up, and that's what causes cellulite, the cottage cheese on the buttocks and the legs and the thighs. Do you know that Doritos, they can legally put what's called excitotoxins? So if you eat one Dorito, there's no way you're going to just eat one. It excitotoxins to the brain that makes you eat the whole bag. Studies are showing that even the Oreo cookie stimulates the pleasure centers of the brain, especially the white stuff, more than cocaine. Okay, that's scary, isn't it? And it's legal. But there are countries over there in Europe that they can't have these toxic foods. But over here, we can. Check this out. This was years ago, false advertisement that promote ingesting toxic substance. Laboratory tests over the past few years have proven that babies, cute little guy there, who start drinking soda during that early formative period have a much higher chance of gaining acceptance and fitting in during those awkward preteen, teen years. So do yourself a favor, do your child a favor, start them on a strict regimen of sodas and other sugary carbonated beverages right now for a lifetime of guaranteed happiness. And then boost personality and give the body essential sugars. So we think, oh, they were stupid back then, right? Well, let's look at today. There's claiming everywhere, this food is going to make you happy. Potato chip. Happiness is simple. What is Coca-Cola? You go on an airplane, Delta. What does it say on Coca-Cola? Open happiness. And if the kids aren't happy, they must need a Happy Meal. Great marketing. Isn't that amazing? Great marketing. And then they get them hooked on these Happy Meals because they're toxic and they want them. And then they end up having so many issues with their health. Now, when you embark on a weight loss program, you should do it because you want to enjoy life to the fullest. You don't want to miss out on life valuable experiences because you're overweight and unhealthy. Your friends and family and members who depend upon you to be functioning at 100%. I remember one time listening to Tony Robbins. He said, hey, don't just do it just because you need to do it. Do it for other people. Do it because other people depend on you, whether you're a mother or a father or a grandparent. I had my mother and my wife's mother, and one was, come on, let's make you something to eat. Let's make you some mac and cheese. We'll sit down and watch a movie. Now, my mom was like, hey, let's go play baseball. Let's go hiking. Let's go for a walk. Let's do these activities. So when my kids were growing up, they wanted to do the one that my mom was the active mom. She was always out doing things. And her food wasn't as good as the other grandma, but they still liked the food, but they wanted to be active. They want to be around that. See, when you come in for your one-on-one evaluation, we're going to help you find out if your hormones are working properly and are you in fat burning or fat storing. Now, there are also 10 other reasons that we cover, not here, that we cover why it's hard to lose weight and why even exercise is not working. I've had many patients come in that are in the gym 1 to 2 hours a day and can't lose anything. In fact, from a study that I have that we're going to show you from a survey in a second here, her adrenals were so stressed because if adrenals are stressed, you increase cortisol, blood sugar increases insulin, and insulin's a fat-making hormone. So I told her, stop exercising for a month if you want my help. And she lost 15 pounds. She's like, doesn't make sense, but yet it's true. These are some fat-burning hormones: thyroid growth hormone, testosterone, glucagon, adrenaline. There's ways to stimulate these fat-burning hormones. See, when your body's in proper balance, your fat-burning hormones will be functioning properly. Gut healing and detox helps the body to become balanced as it is losing weight. Once the body's in balance, it can maintain the correct weight. It's so simple once they start on this course. Now, the body stores fat when it's in pain. So you're going to have a lot of patients that are in pain. That's why they come to you. So reducing pain can naturally lead to weight loss. Okay. So why are you in pain? Because pain is caused by inflammation in the body. What caused the inflammation? The same thing that causes fat on the body for patients not be able to lose weight. The same thing that causes joints to degenerate, like we talked about earlier. The same thing that causes rheumatoid arthritis. The same thing that causes other health issues like diabetes, heart disease, and even Alzheimer's, which is now type 3 diabetes. So whatever is going on in the gut is the answer. All roads led to Rome anciently. Well, all roads are leading to the gut microbiome today. See, once your gut heals, other health conditions will clear up as well. So in our office, we also do things like neuropathy. We can reverse neuropathy because neuropathy was actually brought to attention during World War II because of starvation of the POWs. So today, people are 50 to 90, they're malnourished. So we feed them, get their gut healthy, and do some different therapies. Neuropathy's gone. Back pain, knee pain, low energy, depression, insomnia, fibromyalgia, and diabetes. Patients that are a 7, 8, 9, 10 on A1C down to normal. And so most all patients that start a program are able to get off all their medications, working with their medical doctor. Now, some of the services we provide is we do body wraps where you can lose 4 to 14 inches in an hour. It's not a sweat wrap. It was developed by a biochemist from UCLA Medical Center. So they're in there for about 30, 40 minutes. So they can go from like in 3 months and 12 visits, they can go from like a size 16 to a size 10. That's huge without surgery. We do infrared sauna that penetrates the body to help detoxification, heavy metals as well. We do these whole body vibration that we show them how to do different exercises on there to increase growth hormone, which also helps with the weight loss. One-on-one coaching. We also just got a Zerona to get them excited. It's like the big carrot to get them excited. It's down there in the bottom right, the Zerona laser. We show some cooking classes on there. Patients will have cooking classes, and then exercise class we show them when they're ready, when their body starts to go into fat burning. Now, when patients come in for a one-on-one personalized evaluation, we're going to have them fill out a symptom assessment, which can be filled out at home or online or in your office. And then we meet with them to exactly determine what is going on and what can be done, and that hasn't been done in the past. So I actually developed this with a software programmer many years ago. So our doctors use this because I used to do functional medicine. Functional medicine was, patient comes in, she's overweight, and all her blood tests, her thyroid's fine, everything's fine. But it wasn't until 2005 when my dad comes in and he didn't look good. So I sent him out for some blood workup, comes back normal. He dies 3 weeks later. So he was between stage 3 and 4. The oncology doctor said, yeah, he was between these. So I'm like, okay, I got to figure out something that's more like the dashboard on your car, check engine light, what's going to happen down the road. So I have you fill this out. There's a 10-page questionnaire. So you can kind of see here, you want to be down below 20%. This particular person has number one, candida, and their body's in fat retention, then hormone imbalance, and then oxidation imbalance. And that's also from digestion. And then down here under these profiles, see, everything needs to be over here in the green zone. You don't want a negative here. So a toxic burden index is a -13, what they're eating. We got to get them over into the plus side. Pre-diabetic profile, look at that, -52. Now, most patients are pre-diabetic, but we can tell here exactly how pre-diabetic they are before they jump over into the diabetes side. Adrenal profile, again, adrenals are stressed. So if I see this too high, I tell the patient stop exercising because adrenal stress is there. They're not recovering from their exercising, increasing cortisol, blood sugar, and fat retention because of the insulin. Thyroid profile, fat burner, that's low too. So this person could be on like 5 or 6 medications right here, but I can see that with this symptom assessment. Now, benefits of adding weight loss. Now, 60 to 80% are looking for weight loss that will work long-term and can stay on and be successful. Because remember, only 6% are going to a chiropractor. That's it. That's crazy. Now, this can be ran by staff. I remember one staff member that we trained generated $52,000 the first month of implementation. Now that's like more than an associate doctor, because I've had a lot of associate doctors. They've never been able to generate that. You will not have to reinvent the wheel on this one because it comes with training for doctors and staff with our coaching. Now, from our in-office programs where the patient comes in, and you can do it on days you're not seeing patients, even on a Saturday. So we can charge I have a clinic in Beverly Hills. She charges $22,000 for the program because, yeah, that's the market there. So I'm charging between $400 to $6,500 here in Salt Lake City for 12 visits. That's they're losing 25 to 60 pounds. That's $400+ a visit. I don't think you're getting that in a PI claim per visit. Plus, if you want to do a take-home kit, you want to just have a kit to send them to take home, you can generate $600 to $1,500 for other programs that we have. We have a lot of different programs for the weight loss. See, many years ago, we used to do yellow pages, like a double truck, yellow page, TV, newspaper, billboards, Groupon. Oh, Groupon, man. 10 years ago, I made $40,000 in one day. Now, finding the right fit and company was hard. I remember about a year and a half ago, I spent $50,000 in 6 months with another marketing company, social media marketing and SEO. Zero, not one lead. I'm thinking, okay, am I stupid? After 6 months, I cut it off and said, if this ain't working, so I found proactive. I took a chance. It worked from day one. And we've had already over 500 leads this year already. But it's a numbers game. You have to have the right staff to work and follow up on the leads at different times during the day to get the best answer rate to schedule. I find that even after 5 o'clock, 5 to 7, 5 to 8, don't call after 8, but in the evening time when people are home, and if you have a staff member who, hey, I'd like to get some extra time, you're closed at 6. Well, she can go home and call from 6 to 8. So it's quite easy to do all this. And so how do you know if this weight loss would work in your office? If you want to do a practice analysis with me, because like I said, trained over 25 clinics, I've heard it all. Go to my website, singletonsystems.com, and schedule there on my Google Calendar for us to talk and see if this is for you. Now, I've had doctors do this weight loss thing in their garage, made into a clinic, in a 1-bedroom, and she got too busy, so she had to go into a clinic, or out of a car, driving to the patient's house for weight loss. So don't say, well, I can't do it. I only have 1,700 square feet. Are you kidding me? At 1,200 square feet, I was doing over 200,000 just in weight loss in 1,200 square feet. Ask a staff member if they would be interested in doing this program out of your office during times that you're not seeing chiro patients, even on Saturdays. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. So this is my cell phone for doctors, 801-903. Take a picture of that. Pull up your camera. Take your picture. 903-7141. If you want to see also with the website of what I'm running, there's my website. And then if you want to see what other doctors have said about our program, you go to schedulewithdoc.com, post number 7. There's a lot of posts on there, but those are what you need to know right now if this sounds like something you want to do.
Thank you so much, Dr. Singleton, for the presentation. That was awesome. I feel like you literally covered everything from A to Z, and basically offered pretty much any reason for a doctor to implement weight loss into their practice. So yeah, definitely amazing there. No questions here, but there should be. Oh, look, Rena, our chief marketing officer here, she says, this makes so much sense. Doritos and Oreos are my guilty pleasure and favorite camping food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That right there was a shocker because I had no idea that was crazy. And I know so many people who love Doritos, and that makes so much sense.
Well, that's when they call happy camper, because they're eating Doritos and Oreos.
Yeah, and then I can't even imagine what other foods have that kind of stuff too.
Right.
And I know, like, based off like personal experience and knowledge too, I know a lot of the foods that people tend to, go towards, like, what do you call it? Like white rice, things that are processed and such. It's because it stimulates like a serotonin boost or something like that in the brain. So then when people eat foods like that, that's what causes people to become addicted to food like that. And then when they try to transition into a more healthier food, there, it's not as fun, satisfying and stuff. Yeah, a lot of this makes sense for sure.
We've all heard of Pac-Man. There's stuff in our bodies, and they're called yeast, candida, which actually in research is showing that's actually the cause of a lot of cancer. So we actually put a lot of patients on a candida, because candida are a little like, say, Pac-Man, but they eat and then they poop. And they're the ones causing you cravings for the processed foods out of a box or bag. because they're hungry and they
Uh-huh.
send out these messages and these chemical receptors, and you're starting to crave this, and you feed them, and it's like, oh yeah, oh, I feel so good.
That's
So you're anchoring this food to feeling good.
mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. And as you guys know, like you can see that the kind of like what we're going through with obesity in America. I think that's something that's been prevalent for a long time now. I know Michelle Obama was trying to do something with that. A lot of, people who advocate for health in America, a lot of people are trying to, move America's health in a different direction. So I did have a few questions here. Maybe you can answer some for us. So this is more of like a question out of my own curiosity. What made you get into like this whole wellness field? Was this something that you've always wanted to do while you grew up, or is this something that you like got into after your weight loss journey?
That is good question. So I started doing the big MDDC thing, and I was getting bigger, and it wasn't until I wanted to research and find out why these 30% weren't getting healthy and feeling better with their pain. And it was almost like I stumbled into this, the gut thing and the weight loss thing and the pain relief that was happening with these patients. And then I'm thinking, okay, this gut's a big thing. So it was one of those things that I didn't think about that I was going to do, but it was so big and was helping so many patients that I thought, I got to do this. I got to teach this. This is something amazing.
Awesome. And then once you came to that realization, was that also when you decided to implement your program into your own life?
Yeah, in fact, when I started the weight loss program, because I started at 350 pounds. So I got down to 320, and some patients would say, well, Dr. Singleton, you're a big guy. I go, I know, I'm over 300, but I used to be 350. And so as I was getting down lower and lower and lower, because I was like in it with them. And then I got to my high school weight. And so it was like, this is a cool thing, because people who've never had that problem can't really connect with people who have that issue.
Exactly.
So I've had my own journey, and I've learned so many things since then, how to keep healthy. And I'm 62. I feel great. I go to the gym. I work out. I just did a big hike today. So I don't plan on getting old anytime soon.
And that's beautiful. And it extends. I think it's just overall, you live longer, you feel better. It's definitely beneficial. And I think it's really good. It's a really good investment for people who are looking to get better. So yeah, that's beautiful. And another question out of curiosity, how do you deal with someone who claims that they don't know how to cook? Because I know a lot of people, the reason why they can't lose weight is because they simply just don't want to cook, or they don't know how to. So how do you kind of combat that?
We have in our manuals, we have recipes, menu plans. Some take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to prepare. We coach them how to do that on a Saturday and Sunday to prepare for the week. Now, if they're not even wanting to do that, we have a meal replacement shake that is amazing. It comes in 5 different flavors, but no sugar, lactose-free, casein, so dairy-free, protein out of New Zealand. You can drink that all day and be satiated. But there's also companies in your area, like we have some here in Salt Lake, that I actually order some keto meals and some plant-based meals that you can actually order around $10, $12 a meal. And you can order those once a week and just put them in your fridge. And they're great tasting. And if you don't have time, then you can do that.
Yep. Meal prep companies, guys. I think that's definitely something that's been growing lately that I've seen around. I personally wanted to look into starting a meal prep company myself, but yeah, definitely good answer there.
Once you get into it, patients end up loving it. It's like a hobby for them now. They really enjoy it.
What's exactly a hobby for them?
The meal time, the getting the recipes and cooking food for them. They love it. They enjoy that, to eat what they prepared, and then they kind of become a habit. And it's a habit, or not a habit, but it's like a hobby for them. They really enjoy it now.
No, that's good. And those recipes you've put together yourself?
Yeah, they're in the manuals, in the back of the manuals. We've done a lot of research on different programs that feed the body, feed the gut with pre and probiotic foods and such to heal the microbiome.
Awesome. That's good. Okay. Last question here. This is kind of like just to close off our live here, guys. What is one thing you want to tell a doctor who's contemplating adding weight loss to their practice, but just needs that little push? What is something that you tell them?
Talk to your staff. Your staff will be like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, that sounds fun, because they're doing the same thing over and over and over. You can add something fun and exciting, because these weight loss patients are like excited and very happy, and they come to their appointments. Somebody can't come in and get an adjustment. They're like, I can't come in, but they have to come in for their appointment because they're on this weight loss journey. They're seeing they're seeing the results. They're having energy. And I'm sorry, if you've asked one of your staff, or maybe a doctor's wife that's sitting at home, the kids are growing, say, hey, do you want to run weight loss out of my office? I'd love to, because we have like the training, we have everything you're going to need, and you're going to find somebody to help you with this. I don't expect doctors to tackle this by yourself. You should know what's going on, but you have great staff. I mean, we can't do it without staff. We love our staff, and you're going to find one that actually is excited to help you with this.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's the perfect advice. Yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions on how to add this weight loss program into your practice, as you guys can see here, there's resources for you. You can call Dr. Singleton. You can visit his website. And then you can also drop any questions you guys have for us. We have a very beautiful relationship with Dr. Singleton, and I'm sure he's happy to answer your questions. He's also in this group too. So feel free to drop any comments in this live below. Drop any questions and post them into the group. We are here to help. And as always, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Dr. Singleton, for your time today and the amazing presentation.
No problem. My pleasure.
Of course. Enjoy your day, guys. Thank you.
See ya. Bye-bye.